Monopoly market. Monopoly market, let's use the word monopoly. If you break it down into two parts, it becomes mono and poly. The word mono means single and the word poly means seller. So in a monopoly market, what happens is that there is only one seller. Okay? And there may be a large number of buyers. You may call this guy as the seller or a firm. Okay? So there is only one seller or one firm, but there are multiple number of buyers. Okay? So effectively, if you see, there is no industry. There's just one individual seller. Right? So the characteristics of a monopoly market, the first one, as I told you, is that there is only a one single seller. There are not many sellers, or rather not even two sellers. There's just one single seller. The second is in terms of substitutes. Okay? So there are no close substitute for the product which is manufactured by this single seller. The reason is simple. If there is a close substitute, the moment this guy wants to make any kind of an adjustment to the price, those substitutes will trigger in. So let's say I told you the example of tea and coffee. If suppose this gentleman was controlling the market for coffee, if he increases the price, people will switch on and start using tea. But because in this kind of a situation, there is no close substitute, okay, therefore the seller basically sells things at his discretion. Right? The third one is that entry into market is not free, which means that tomorrow if some other seller, let's call him as S2, wants to come and produce this quantity of goods, he cannot do this. There could be various reasons for this, okay, and these reasons basically cater from one to the other. So let's say, for example, if this person is controlling certain scarce resources, okay, let's say there are scarce resources which are used as input for the production of the commodity which this guy is selling. Okay, in that case, the new seller, which was this guy, cannot come into the market. Why? Because the resource which is required as an input to manufacture this commodity is not available in the market. Then there could be a reason of economies of scale. What happens is that, for example, this seller, there is a demand of 100 quantity of a particular commodity, and this seller is manufacturing 100. So what happens is, because he is manufacturing a large quantity, therefore he might be using the technology which may result in cheaper cost of production, okay, or low cost of production, right? Now because he is able to produce at a low price, he will also sell it at a low price, right, and still make his money. But if someone else wants to come in, he cannot come in because the economies of scale prevent them to produce at a low price, right? The third can be a legal barrier. So let's say aviation. Now in aviation, there are restrictions in India as to who can own the shareholding of an aviation company. Foreign airlines are not permitted to own a stake in the Indian Airlines, right? So according to the law only, some foreign airlines have a restriction of entering into the domestic aviation sector in India, right? Because of this, a monopoly may be created. So let's say, for example, till 10-15 years ago, Air India used to be the single dominant player in the aviation market. Although now the situation has changed, okay? Then there could be situations where there are particular patents, right? A patent or a process. So what happens is, if this company has manufactured a patent which it registers, then effectively someone else cannot enter into that market, because that will be a violation of patent for which he can be sued. And 5 is some kind of a cartel. Now what do you mean by cartel? Cartel is a situation wherein 3 or 4 firms may come together, okay, and they may together dictate the terms. So instead of being 4 different individual firms, they effectively become one single seller, where they decide the price. Okay? So this is what you need to know about a monopolistic market condition. Okay?